Matele. This is a channel where you get to learn on different business tips, and if you're a business student out there, this is a channel that will give you an opportunity to learn on different business concepts and principles, and basically all the information that you need for you to get that distinction in that exam. And it's simple. All you need to do is subscribe, watch, and learn. Okay. Now, today we are going to be looking at yet another interesting topic, still under business, and we'll be looking at the 7 pricing strategies used in marketing. Okay. So pricing strategies used in marketing is our topic of discussion for today. Now, before we look at that, I think it's important that we get to understand certain key terms that we are going to be using in our discussion today, so that it becomes easier for us to follow through with the discussion. Okay, so term number 1 that we need to know about is price. Okay, then the second term that we need to understand is pricing. Now, what is price? Okay. Price is simply the amount of money that the seller is willing to receive from the buyer in exchange for his goods or services. Okay, so that amount of money that the seller is willing to receive from the customer so that they can exchange their goods or services for that amount is what is known as a price. Okay, now on the other hand, we have pricing. Okay, what therefore is pricing? Now, pricing is simply the mechanism that businesses or that the seller will use in determining the price that they are going to charge for that particular commodity. Okay, so pricing refers to the mechanism that businesses or that the seller will use in determining how much they are going to charge for a particular good or a particular service. Okay, now that we know what price is and we also understand what pricing is, I think now we can safely dive into our topic of discussion for today, and that is pricing strategies. Okay, now different businesses out there will use different pricing strategies in marketing or in selling their products out there, but today we'll look at the 7 pricing strategies used in marketing by most businesses. Okay, now without wasting much time, pricing strategy number 1. Okay, there is what is known as psychological pricing. Okay, so psychological pricing is our first strategy that we are going to look at, and how does it work? So psychological pricing is simply a pricing strategy which businesses will use out there, okay, as a way of tricking customers into thinking that a product is cheap when it is actually not. Okay, and how does it work? It's simple. If a product is going for $100, okay, what a business will do is they are going to peg that same product on a price tag for $99.9. Okay, now what is that telling us? Okay, if somebody goes to another shop and they find the same product going for $100, and then they come to our business center and then they find we are selling the same product at $99.999, okay, dollars. Okay, where do you think they are going to buy? They will buy from us because they know to say $100 is more than $99. Okay, but in the actual sense there, if you check through, you find that what we have done is as a business we have only given them a discount of 1 cent. Okay, and that cent is what is making a difference. A customer at the back of their mind will think, this is 99.99 and that side is $100, so here it's cheap, and then they will buy. Okay, so that is a pricing strategy which businesses will use, and it is called psychological pricing because what these businesses will do is they will play with the mind of the customer, okay, the psychology of the customer, by making them think it is cheap when it's actually not. Okay, just a cent, just a tebe, just a ngwe deducted from the actual price will make that difference, and then it will shift the mindset of the customer into wanting to buy from you other than buying from where it is costing $100. Okay, so number 1, you have it there, psychological pricing. Okay, that's a strategy which businesses will use out there, and mostly supermarkets will have to use this kind of pricing strategy. The next time you visit a supermarket, just check their pricing strategy. You'll discover that whatever they are selling there, they will put it at maybe $50.999. Okay, so it's not 60 or 61 or 51 or whatever, just to make you think it is cheap when it's not that cheap. Okay, so that is pricing strategy number 1. We move on to pricing strategy number 2. Pricing strategy number 2 is what is known as penetrative pricing. Okay, now what is penetrative pricing? Penetrative pricing is a pricing strategy which businesses use as a way of entering or penetrating new markets. Okay, so if a business is entering a new market for the first time, they will tend to reduce the prices so that they can attract customers. Okay, and once they have penetrated or once they have entered that market and they have created a strong market share, then they will hike the prices to sell at the same price that other competitors out there will sell. So penetrative pricing is a pricing strategy that businesses will use as a way of just entering the market and winning a fair market share. Once that is done, and then they hike the prices again to normal. Okay, so that is pricing strategy number 2, which is used by businesses out there. Okay, now we go to pricing strategy number 3. Okay, and pricing strategy number 3 is what is known as competitive pricing. Okay, now what is competitive pricing? Competitive pricing is a pricing strategy which takes into account the amounts that other businesses out there are charging for the same particular product or service that you want to offer. Okay, so how does it work? Businesses will go around and do a survey, okay, to find out how much different businesses or competitors are charging for that similar product that they want to offer, or for that same particular service that they want to offer. And once they have established how much others are charging for that item, then they will find the average. Okay, and this helps them now so that they don't charge too high or too less. Are we together? It allows them to compete favorably with other competitors offering the same service. Okay, and businesses will use that. They will go around and then maybe visit 5 competitors and find out how much they are charging, and then they'll find an average. They'll add all those amounts and then divide it by 5, and then they come up with a price for their commodity, and this allows them to compete, like I said, favorably with other competitors on the market. Okay, so that is competitive pricing. You just consider what others are charging for that same service or product that you want, so that you don't charge high or low prices. Okay, now that is another pricing strategy that businesses will use. Now again, if you are finding this information to be very helpful, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification icon, so at each time I upload a new video, you become the first one to know. Okay, and please comments down there. I need your comments. This is how I can grow, and if you don't tell me what you think, then I'll definitely not know what you people need. Okay, so leave your comment and click on the like button there. All right, now we move on to the next pricing strategy which businesses will use out there. Okay, and the next pricing strategy is what is known as discounting, and then this discounting, I think it is common. It's a common practice, and then almost all businesses use it. Okay, now what is discounting as a pricing strategy? This is a pricing strategy which businesses will use as a way of charging customers a lesser amount compared to the normal selling price. Okay, so they will give you a reduction on the price that you're supposed to pay. And mostly this one is given to people that will buy maybe in bulk, or if you make a prompt payment. Okay, that is if you pay on time. Okay, so when you buy in bulk, they'll say maybe 10% off discount for buying in bulk. Okay, so if you buy more than the normal amount that others will buy, and then they'll give you that 10% discount. Or maybe they will say 10% discount if you pay in 30 days. So if you're buying things and then that is on credit, and then you pay within the 30 days, then they give you 10% discount. That's a marketing strategy, or should I say a pricing strategy, which businesses use out there, okay, as a way of attracting customers. So they will give you that reduction in price or in the amount that you're supposed to pay, so that they attract you to come back and buy more from them. Okay, so discounting is another pricing strategy that businesses will use there as a way of marketing their products. Okay, now we move on to the next pricing strategy. And the next pricing strategy that we are going to be looking at is what is known as skimming. Okay, now skimming is a pricing strategy which businesses will use, and mostly this is how it works. Okay, businesses will peg their products at a higher price the first time they are launched on the market. Okay, so the first time something is put on the market, it will cost more, it will be very expensive. Okay, and then people will buy those and then they will target those rich people. Okay, once the rich people have bought, and then no one else is buying, and then they start reducing the price of that commodity. Okay, and when they see that almost now everyone has got the commodity, it even becomes cheap, and then they'll move on to create another product. And this works very well for those that are in the tech business, in technology. They use it on phones, cameras, on cars, and other IT gadgets. Okay, when something is produced for the first time, or something is launched on the market for the first time, it becomes very expensive. Okay, only those with money who afford to buy it, and with time they keep on reducing the price until everyone else can afford. And once they see that it has become common and in a way become out of fashion, then they'll produce another advanced product and then do the same, and that ensures, okay, it allows businesses to ensure that they serve all different groups of customers out there. Okay, so it allows them to ensure that the rich buy, okay, the middle class also buy, and the poor also get an opportunity to buy that same product one day. Okay, so that is skimming as a pricing strategy used by businesses out there. All right, now we move on to another pricing strategy that businesses use out there. This is what is known as the time pricing strategy. Okay, now time pricing strategy is a strategy that businesses will use as they are charging or as they are pricing their commodity, and it is self-explanatory. If you just look at the what is there, okay, time pricing strategy. This is where businesses now will charge according to the time. Okay, so for example, if you want to go for a massage, they will say 30 minutes, okay, $20, or 30 minutes, $40, okay, 1 hour, $80, or 1 hour, $100. Okay, so they are charging you for the time that they are going to spend providing that service to you. Okay, but again, this one is a bit tricky because somebody can have the ability of doing that particular service or offering that particular service to you in 20 minutes, but because they want to earn more, so they might even take longer so that you actually pay more because you pay according to the time that they spend. Okay, so time pricing strategy is also another pricing strategy that businesses will use, where they charge you according to time spent on offering that product or on providing that service to you. Okay, so there you have it. Those are the 7 pricing strategies that businesses use. And if you're finding this information to be helpful, please, you know what to do. Just click there, and then we'll be there together all the time. Okay, now please stay safe out there. The COVID-19 keeps taking lives, and I need you safe there because you are the people that support me by watching my videos, and I need you safe. So I love you. Take care. Bye.